Okay, now, if you hadn't guessed that we were having a little bit of a Christmas theme to this evening, you're going to learn a little bit more about that, and that will be coming up very soon. Now, Rob, if you can, I want to turn the lights down. If you can show the speakers that are at home on the screen so that we get a chance to see any kind of, but again, we have to see our Dr. Michael Alexander will be giving us something that has a touch of Christmas, along with what is coming later. We initially had him scheduled for Halloween, and he said, actually, there's an element of December in the Raven. So, oh, I can do the lights. I just want to make sure you can.
He's going down, right?
Just want him down, yeah, so it's pretty dark in here. And we can see him. Yeah, a little more than that, I think. A little darker. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. We have by special invitation from out of the county, Dr. Michael Alexander, one of our qualified speakers, will be doing his recitation of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Michael Alexander, go to it.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. As I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis a visitor," I muttered, rapping at my chamber door. "Only this, and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," I said, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce heard you. Then I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into the darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning, soon again I heard the tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," I said, "surely this is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven from the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a moment stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched on the bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou art said, art sure no raven. Ghostly, grim, and ancient raven wandering in the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's plutonium shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled that this ungodly fowl to hear so discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpted bust above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the pallid best, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarce more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled by the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it mutters is its only stock and store, taught from some unhappy master, upon whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirge of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But still the bird beguiling, all my fancy despiling, straight I whirled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy upon fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining of the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining of the lamplight gloating o'er she shall press, ah, nevermore. Then, methinks, the air grew denser, perfumed by some unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God has lent thee, by these angels he has sent thee, respite, and neoprinth from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh, quaff this kind neoprinth, and forget the lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert island enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends thee, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within some distant Aden it shall clasp a saint and maiden who the angels named Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden who the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting, get thee back into the tempest of the night's plutonium shore. Leave no black plume as a token of the lie the soul has spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart. Take thy foam from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted nevermore.